Have you ever stood before a scene that made your heart stop, not because it was overwhelming, but because it felt like you had touched something sacred? Argentina does not invite you like a tourist destination. It pulls you in, gently but strongly, leading you through layers of emotions you never expected. A step through the rolling mist of Iguazu Falls, a look into the cold depths of Patagonian glaciers, an afternoon lost in ancient Buenos Aires, each moment is a whisper of the earth, of people, of history. This is not a trip to check in. This is a journey to feel, to relive a part of yourself deep inside. Subscribe to the channel, comment your feelings, and join me on a journey unlike any other. Argentina is a country of contrasts and fusions, stretching nearly 4,000 kilometers from north to south, a massive geographical journey, where each land has its own distinct identity. As the map moves, we seem to be gliding through a vivid natural film, starting with the semi-desert north, where the jagged limestone mountains and the fiery red desert of Salta appear under the harsh sunlight, creating a landscape like on Mars. Not far away, the Misiones rainforest is like a world of contrast, with dense vegetation, bird calls, and abundant green, hiding primitive mysteries. Gradually moving down to the central region, the Pampas plain opens up endlessly like a sea of grass, a rich agricultural center, and also the urban heart of Argentina. Buenos Aires, the city that never sleeps, lies here as a modern highlight in the wild nature, carrying within it a classic European style mixed with the vibrant Latin American. And then, the south appears the cold and majestic Patagonia, where the Andes cast shadows over the valleys, the giant Perito Moreno glacier silently passes through time, and endless grasslands stretch to the horizon. But before reaching that frozen south, let me stop with you at the boundary between forest and water, where Iguazu Falls plays the world's most magnificent symphony. Nestled deep in the Misiones rainforest, Iguazu Falls is more than just a scenic spot, it's a majestic symphony of nature, where all your senses are drawn into an indescribable experience. The thunderous sound of the falls is like the drumbeat of the earth, the water foams white, and the mist rises from the lush green canopy like ancient spirits whispering the story of life. Recognized by UNESCO as a World Natural Heritage and honored as one of the new 7 wonders of nature, Iguazu exceeds all expectations, not only in scale, but also in the emotional depth it brings. With more than 270 waterfalls, large and small, stretching nearly 3 kilometers, Iguazu is larger than Niagara, but what makes this place special is its visceral and untouched beauty. You don't just see the water, you feel it rushing into every cell, awakening a feeling both overwhelming and sacred. Standing in front of the Devil's Throat, where the water swirls into the majestic abyss, you are no longer an observer. You become part of it, swallowed by the sound, the humidity, and the primal power of nature. Here, water and jungle have no boundaries, they become one, creating a dance of life that is passionate, intense, and relentless. And when we leave this vibrant music of water and jungle, the journey will take us to a completely different world where wind and rock write a silent love song. Welcome to Patagonia. Patagonia, just saying the name will evoke a sense of reverence in the hearts of every nature lover, as if referring to a sacred land where the beauty is still pristine, untamed by humans. This land, stretching to the southernmost tip of South America, is a masterpiece of wind and rock, of ice and time. Here, you can stand before giant glaciers stretching to the horizon, see the blue lakes reflecting the vast, cloudless sky, and listen to the wind whistling through the deserted valleys like an ancient melody. The majestic Andes Mountains stand tall in the west like guardians of this legendary land, while in the east, flocks of Weddell penguins toddle along the cold shore, and pods of humpback whales splash in the deep fjords. Every day in Patagonia is an adventure, a face-to-face with the eternal and the unchanging. The air here is thin, cold, and absolutely pure, as if each breath you take contains millions of years of history of the earth. There is no noise, no human voices, just the sound of the wind and your own footsteps echoing from the distant mountains. That is when you realize that the greatest beauty lies not in the flashiness, but in the inner stillness of nature. From snow-capped mountains to still lakes, let's continue the journey and come to El Caliphate, where time seems to have frozen, creating the wonderful beauty of the Perito Moreno Glacier. The Perito Moreno Glacier is more than just a geological wonder, it is a living entity, a mirror of the resilience and mystery of our planet. Located in Argentina's Los Glaciares National Park, the iceberg is over 30 kilometers long, rises 70 m above the lake's surface, and is unfathomably deep. What's special is that, unlike most glaciers that are melting due to climate change, Perito Moreno has maintained a steady growth cycle, a miracle in these turbulent times. When you stand before Perito Moreno, there are no words to describe the feeling. It's the moment you hear a thunderous crack from deep within the ice, and then a huge chunk of ice collapses into the lake as if the earth itself is stirring. The sound reverberates through the stillness, stopping your heart for a few seconds. The water of Lake Argentino reflects the shimmering light, the emerald green blending with the white of the ice and the clear sky, creating a harmony of light and silence. Every moment here is a reminder of the greatness and resilience of nature, that there are things that do not need humans to become great, but simply exist, quietly and strongly. And when you have immersed yourself in the silence and majesty of Patagonia, join me to continue exploring Mendoza, where the vineyards bloom in the golden sunshine, and the aromatic wines invite you. Mendoza, a mystical land at the foot of the Andes, is the heart of Argentina's wine industry and a symbol of harmony between nature and man. With more than 1,500 wineries scattered across the sunny plateaus, Mendoza is where every ray of sunshine and every breeze from the Andes contributes to the unique flavor of each bottle of wine. The endless vineyards, changing color with the seasons, from light green to deep purple, create a vivid picture that anyone would want to immerse themselves in. In Mendoza, Malbec wine is not just a product, it is a soul. Each drop of Malbec contains the sophistication of volcanic soil, special altitude, and the efforts of dedicated farmers. When you take a sip of wine, you not only taste the richness, but also feel the story of the barren land that people have patiently transformed into a paradise of wine. At traditional farms and cellars, you can witness the winemaking process, from hand-picking grapes to aging in oak barrels, all done with passion and craftsmanship. And Mendoza is more than just wine. The city is a place where the serenity of nature meets the modernity of urban life, with tree-lined squares, cozy cafes, and warm people. Once you've enjoyed the lyrical and captivating beauty of Mendoza, continue your journey to discover Buenos Aires, where art, music, and passion come together in a vibrant picture, an indispensable part of your trip to Argentina. Buenos Aires, the capital of Argentina, is a place where every corner, every sound, every glance tells a story. This city is more than just an administrative center, it is a symphony between the past and the present, between the aesthetics of classical Europe and the liberality typical of modern South America. Walking along 9 de Julio Avenue, one of the widest streets in the world, you will see the symbol of the city, the Obelisco Tower, proudly standing in the center of Buenos Aires like an exclamation mark for national pride. It is impossible not to visit the La Boca neighborhood, where the colorful houses are like silk ribbons stretching across time, and street artists passionately play their instruments and dance despite the bustling crowd. Here, tango is more than just a dance, it is a way of life, the soul of Buenos Aires. In San Telmo, the city's oldest neighborhood, you'll find cobblestone streets, antique markets, and bars tucked away in historic buildings, where music echoes like a whisper of time. Buenos Aires is a city of constant rhythm where culture, food, fashion, and passion all come together to create a city that never sleeps. Here, you won't just see art, you'll live it. And once you're lost in that whirlwind of creativity and passion, continue your journey to Ushuaia, where the wild, mysterious beauty of the end of the world awaits you. Ushuaia, the city at the end of the world, is not only special because of its geographical location, where South America meets Antarctica, but also because of the deep emotions it evokes in the hearts of travelers. Surrounded by the year-round snow-capped Marshall Mountains and the legendary Beagle Sea, Ushuaia is where nature shows its wildest and purest form. The mountains are like steadfast stone walls, the sea is like a mirror reflecting both the winter sky and the human soul, making every moment here seem to last and linger. On clear days, the light shines through the thin layer of clouds, creating a surreal scene, a beauty that is both cold and breathtakingly charming. Ships departing from Ushuaia towards Antarctica, like an invitation from the most remote lands that humans can set foot on. Somewhere in the misty fields, you can see seabirds gliding across the gray sky, or seals basking on the cold rocks, all creating a quiet and majestic symphony. Ushuaia is not noisy, not ostentatious, but evokes in people a rare awe and tranquility. This is the end of the map, but it is the starting point for the deepest reflections on existence. And when you have immersed yourself in that sacred cold, continue your journey, and let yourself be lost in the vast space of Pampa, where endless grasslands and the beauty of complete freedom open before your eyes. Pampa, the vast and liberal grasslands of Argentina, stretches like an endless sea of green, where time seems to slow down to give way to tranquility and freedom. This is the homeland of the gaucho, South American cowboys with wide-brimmed hats, leather boots, and proud eyes. They are not only cultural symbols, but also the living soul of this land. On misty mornings, when the sun has just begun to shine on the grass, you will see the image of the gaucho leisurely riding horses, leading the herd of cattle across the vast grasslands, an image that is both poetic and full of life. Pampa does not have splendid constructions or bustling sounds, but it is that very tranquility that evokes in people a rare sense of peace. The sound of horse hooves hitting the ground, the rustling of the wind through the fields, and the sunset covering the horizon in gold all are like a wordless love song, making you forget the hustle and bustle of modern life. The people who live here don't need much to be happy, just the land, the wind, and the simple things connected to nature. It is in this simplicity that you will understand more about the Argentine people, about the hospitality, the warmth, and the love for the land that they bring with every gesture. From these fields, we will discover another side of Argentina, the beauty that comes from the warm and passionate hearts of the people here. Argentina is not only captivating because of its majestic nature, but also because of its people warm, enthusiastic, and emotional souls. From casual conversations at street corner cafes, to the firm handshake of a Pampa farmer, everything exudes a lively, genuine, and inviting energy. Wherever you go, from the bustling streets of Buenos Aires to the remote villages, you can feel the clear presence of hospitality. It is not a polite friendliness, but a genuine joy of meeting, sharing, living in the moment. Argentines have a special way of making you feel like you belong, even if you have just met them for the first time. They will offer you a sip of mate, the traditional and symbolic tea, not just as a drink, but as a bonding ritual. They will ask you about your journey, listen to you attentively, and then tell you everyday stories with eyes sparkling with joy. And you will understand that, in this country, each person is an indispensable piece of the national identity, multidimensional, vibrant, and constantly touching the hearts of those around them. And now, when your heart has been warmed by humanity, let's enter the world of art and tango, where passion and beauty are sublimated through every rhythmic movement of the body. Tango is more than just a dance, it is the living soul of Argentina. Born in the old quarters of Buenos Aires, amid the sorrow, yearning, and passion of immigrants, tango has become a living heritage, a language that does not need words but conveys the deepest emotions. Every step, every hug, every gentle glide is a declaration of emotion, a sublimation of instinct and inner beauty. In tango, you do not just see two people merging, you see an entire nation telling its story through movement. Tango is the whisper of history, a blend of the pain of separation and the rising hope. Originally considered a dance of the working poor, tango has risen to become a cultural symbol, a national pride. Today, you can find tango everywhere, on the grand stage of the Teatro Colón, in the midst of lively street performances, or even in small centers where each movement is taught with all their heart. What is special is that wherever it is, tango retains its original spirit, sincere, intense, delicate, and passionate. Argentines do not learn tango just to perform, they live tango, as if it were the blood flowing through their veins. And when you let yourself be carried away by the rhythm of tango, you will feel like you are truly alive, not just a tourist, but a part of the Argentine story. And when your heart has learned to dance to the rhythm of this country, let your taste buds speak. Discover Argentine cuisine, where each flavor is an emotional path into the national soul. Argentine cuisine is a reflection of the soul of a nation, sincere, rich, and united. Among them, asado, the traditional grilled meat dish, is not simply a way of preparing meat, but a sacred social ritual. Amid the fragrant smoke from the grill, families and friends gather, sharing not only food but also stories, laughter, and memories. Empanadas, small cakes filled with meat, vegetables, and rich spices, are indispensable at any gathering, and each region has its own unique variation, from the mild spiciness of Salta to the delicate flavors of Córdoba. Dulce de leche, a sweet milk jam, is infused into every dessert, softening even the most demanding with its seductive tenderness. In addition, crispy fried milanesa, rich corpan, or melted provolita are all simple dishes that anyone who tastes them will carry the taste with them for life. Without being fussy, Argentine cuisine conquers you with its warmth, with a sense of familiarity even if you are a stranger. Once you have felt the true taste of this country, let me explore something deeper: the diversity of identity, where different souls contribute to the Argentine symphony. Argentina is not a single identity, but a symphony of many cultures that resonate and blend together. Since the end of the 19th century, this country has become the destination of millions of immigrants, Italians bringing with them culinary flavors and passion for theater, Spaniards leaving their mark on language and lifestyle, Germans, Arabs, Jews. Each community is a color, weaving together a brilliant tapestry called Argentina. But the magic is, this place not only preserves the pieces, but also transforms them into a harmonious and vibrant whole. You will feel it in every festival, where the sound of indigenous drums echoes next to the rhythm of European guitars, in every dish that is both strange and familiar, in every street corner where the past and present hold hands and move forward. In Argentina, diversity does not create division, but is the strength, the richness that makes up the soul of the country. And now that we have crossed deserts, jungles, ice, and the human heart, let us pause for a moment to see what the journey has left in you. Leaving Argentina, you will take with you more than beautiful pictures or souvenirs. What you will take back is a feeling deep and quiet, as if a part of this country has crept into you without explanation. Argentina does not try to make you understand. It does not preach, it does not show off. It is present intensely, gently, honestly, and waits for you to feel. Waits for you to open your heart, to let each land, each person, each wind, and each flavor penetrate deep into your soul. You may not remember the names of all the places you have passed, but you will remember the cold and sparkling of the glaciers, the echo of the waterfall in your chest, the friendly eyes of a stranger, or the gentle sweetness of a small piece of cake on the roadside. And then one day, suddenly, Argentina will return in a song, a puff of smoke, a dream, as an inseparable part of your memory. And like all great journeys, what remains is not where you went, but who you became after you left. Let me close this journey with you with a promise to come back again. Argentina is not just a country at the end of the world map, it is a spiritual journey, a land that makes you not only see but also feel. Here, you are not just a tourist, but a part of a vibrant and emotional cultural flow. When you walk among the endless grasslands of the Pampas, when the afternoon light falls on the colorful walls of Buenos Aires, or simply when you sit with a hot cup of mate in a small café, your heart suddenly quiets down. You will know that Argentina is no longer a destination. It has become a part of your heart. If you also want to touch such genuine and beautiful things, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment about your feelings, and join me in discovering more magical lands on the next journey.